Does it still dip 65% during COVID dip? Yep. Does it still get outperformed by every other coin in the top 20 by like 2 or 3x? Yep. Well, then why do I care about this thing? I'm glad it's a gateway drug for legacy markets to get their feet wet into crypto, and that'll eventually get them into better stuff. But other than that, I can't care about that slow, dead, progressless network. You want to get it? You want to get out of crypto? You want to get out of Bitcoin into a stable coin? Start sucking middleman D, because there's no way to get into a stable on chain. There's no trustless trading. Start sucking middleman D. Hope you like it. But if you're an Ethereum network, no middleman D needs to be sucked. It's better.
Let's talk about this for a minute, because I think this has nothing to do with Ethereum network, but has everything to do with Bitcoin. So we have. What about this idea of like dynamic blocks, and why wouldn't we just adjust?
Well, blocks are already dynamic. Blocks are
Well, they're
already
not.
dynamic. Yeah, they are.
The size is fixed, right? You just said 1.4
No,
megabytes.
nobody's size is fixed. That's just a maximum. Everybody's blocks are already dynamic. If there's not enough transactions, the block is just smaller. They don't bloat it up with extra data to like for a laugh.
Right. So why not make it dynamic in the fact that there is no max on the block? Is that?
Oh, because someone will just attack your network with a block that's too gigantic that hangs the network, and then you're like, oh, we're stuck. I'll just go do a 2 terabyte transaction, and everyone's like nodes will fail. There's infinite demand for free storage. So as you try and make storage quote free or cheap, it will be abused, and it's not tenable. Like you can't give everyone free storage. Remember, when you write to a blockchain, you're writing to thousands of hard drives all over the world at the same time.
Yeah.
And so you need to have a cost. The cost can be cheap, but there needs to be one.
So what do you think that what about security? So
Sure.
I think so. You're saying that that basically you're not really a fan of Bitcoin anymore, and it is it does suck that that we don't have more innovation in Bitcoin. I understand people. I understand the time it would take to innovate. However, it seems like people have just accepted the fact that we're not going to have scaling on the base layer, and that's a huge problem, because that's what we need. We need that base layer security, and I think that's something that, why I think that's the reason why I've got interested in Pulse, because layer 2s are bullshit. I mean,
Currently they are bullshit. Yes. One day, if they have interoperability between them, maybe they'll be less bullshit. But right now they are bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the user experience.
Hex did the world's first airdrop on layer 2 using ZK Sync. Did 250,000 sends of airdrop. Didn't take off. No one cares. No one uses it. So when is that going to change? It's not going to change. It's because you have to pay a fee to get in. You have to pay a fee to get out. It takes a long time. Exactly. And when their server goes down, you can't do anything. So.
And honestly, for those of us who are building applications for the real world, and we want our applications to be used by people that that don't right. The whole goal is to be able to make our applications adopted by people all over the world that don't have to be super technically crypto savvy to do it. The fact of the first time I did Ethereum transaction using some other protocol, the fact that I had to have that token plus Ethereum for gas was confusing, and the same thing the first time I went back to BSC, oh shit, I have to have BNB for gas. Like, that's just not something that I think we can expect your average person to adopt and use it. It's just clunky.
Sure.
And it's not. So this is why.
You want some fun thought experiments? Here's a fun thought experiment for you. Crap in crypto tends to have a value. Absolute comedy crap. Change the JPEG has a value.
Yeah.
Pictures of dogs has a value. You're making fun of Bitcoin network. You should see the Doge network. It's worse in every way than the Bitcoin network, but it's outperformed Bitcoin by 200 to 1. So we live in a world where technical merit is not equivalent to price performance. You get lucky when it is, but very often it is not. So what happens when USDC gets forked onto Pulse, but is not redeemable for dollars? I bet you the price isn't zero. Does it stay $1? Let's take Tether. Tether had fractional reserve, may still have, nobody knows. They got $650 million seized from a Polish bank by the Polish government. Then they had a token sale, the Leo token, to make up the difference. Mm-hmm. But they were fractionally reserved and still held their peg. So how fractionally reserved can a stablecoin get and still hold its peg? Will USDC on the Pulse network be worth $1? I have no idea. Will the admins that control the admin keys for those fake cryptocurrencies just invalidate them all and risk having their users sue them? I have no idea. But we're going to find out real soon. We're going to find out real soon. There's some really... Are algorithmic stablecoins going to be worth more because they don't require a dollar bank account to back them? Don't know. I can't wait to find out. This is going to be crazy. How many people are going to spend their time being rewarded as a liquidity provider to arb the difference between ETH versions of tokens and Pulse versions of tokens? And how big does that market get? What is... You're just like, wow, there's a lot of really cool stuff going on here that's never been done before. This is innovation. This is going to be exciting.
So what about all the other ERC20s? Like, we've been looking for, looking at scaling solutions for paid, like I said, right? So
you're coming over, buddy. You're going to have paid. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to do anything at all. Whatever you have on the Ethereum network and paid is in the Pulse network as well. It's a bit for bit copy. Almost everything's coming. If I find some ultra scam, maybe I just cut them out. Ultra scam, okay. Like plus token Ponzi's coins got seized by the Chinese government. I don't know that you guys really need the free coins. See ya. I'm not here to give the Chinese government free coins. You guys can go make your own coins. So almost everything is coming over. Like almost everything. So paid is coming over, which means that whatever keys you're using to access your paid coins on the Ethereum network, those exact same keys access your paid coins on the Pulse network, and you just go into MetaMask and change one network setting, and you're golden. You're golden.
And so what about the...
Now, I will say there's going to be a bridge. There's going to be a bridge.
So what about the total token supply of paid? Like, is it going to...
That's going to stay the same. We're not going to hit that. So we're inflating the supply of Ethereum that's being forked and becoming Pulse. We're inflating that at least 10,000 fold. It's already over 10,000 fold because we want the price to go up. We want it to launch at zero, and then we want it to become valuable one day. And in order to do that, you can't just have people dumping forever like Bitcoin Cash guys get dumped on all the time because they gave free coins to people who didn't care. We're not doing that. We're giving free Pulse to people for 30 days. And if you want to keep it, you need to move it to a new address. Because at the end of 30 days, if there's a Pulse balance in that address, it's getting deducted the amount that you got for free.
Who's getting it for free?
Everybody that has Ethereum. They're getting the same number of Ethereum on this network that they had, but the total supply is going up 10,000x or more. Definitely more. And that means that, one, because we only burn coins, we don't have inflation, it helps to start from a very high value. Two, people love an affordable coin because it can appreciate more. Right. And your brain's like, no, only market cap banners. You're like, no, actually, people really do believe that cheaper coins can appreciate more. And when they go to Coinbase, they would much rather buy the 50-cent coin or the 5-cent coin than the $50,000 coin that they own 0.00001 of. They don't like that. Yeah. So it's better tokenomics, it's better network design, it's better game theory. You can delegate your stake to someone else and earn as a staker instead of having to become a network admin and have 60 or 70 grand. It's stupid. So Ethereum 2.0 is designed to centralize. There'll be tons of bugs on Ethereum 2.0 that people are going to have to find and lose money finding. We're already on software that's been tested and the bugs have been found over the years. It's just better. We're beating Ethereum 2.0 to market with a superior product. And the same coins.
How many Pulse will be required to run a validator?
None.
Pulse?
Well, I mean, okay. None, but there's only 33 of them. And so you have to have either the stake yourself or stake delegated to you that is higher than the other guys that want to do it. So you've got to have enough to be in the top 33.
There's only 33.
Yeah, right.
And
It's whoever wants to
how are
be.
these-
Whoever has the most. If you want to be a validator, you get to be one, unless 33 other people have more stake than you. So everybody gets to be a validator unless there's 33 people with more stake than you, and then you're just out of the range, and then you need to add to your stake to become a validator again. That's it. It's awesome. I love it. It's so good. A lot of people hated Hex, love this. It's funny because this is easy to understand. It's Ethereum but better. Hex is like, what is this thing? We've never seen anything like it. So understanding Pulse is so much easier. That's why the Pulse chat room is 30 or 40% bigger than the Hex chat room. But the Hex chat room has been around 10 times longer. We've got 34,000 people in the Pulse chat room right now.
It is definitely easier to understand. What about this idea of aren't there concerns about centralization with 33 validators? I mean, like basically someone could literally just with the most money come in and just dominate like Pulse. You could literally have bad actors come in from day one and have kind of malicious intent from the beginning. It probably wouldn't take a lot of money to come in and
let's do that measurement. First, we could go to that argument that you gave, which is why would someone blow their brains out? But in this case, it's a little bit more relevant, right? Because we've seen this work for Bitcoin. Why don't the Bitcoin miners just change the Bitcoin block limit and pay themselves higher rewards? Why don't the Bitcoin miners just stop the 21 million limit and just make it 2100 million? Why don't the Bitcoin miners just charge you a higher fee based on the amount of your transaction? Why is $1 billion transaction $2 instead of $200,000? I could do this parade of imaginary horribles with Bitcoin like really well, but they don't do that. So in the case of proof of work networks, we see them getting hacked and screwed up all the time. But in proof of stake networks, we very rarely see them getting hacked and screwed up. Proof of stake is safer than proof of work. The majority of hacks and problems that happen in cryptocurrency have nothing to do with hash rate or who has the hash rate. They have everything to do with bugs in the software. So, if you're a minority chain like Ethereum Classic, you get 51% attacked often. If you're a proof of stake network, there's no such thing as being a minority chain. So you remove that attack vector entirely. So like Verge got, network reorged after like 10 months or something. It was a 10-month reorg, something like that. And then Ethereum Classic's been 51% attacked at least 4 times, I think. And
Bitcoin Cash as well. Wasn't there a lot of
there was a lot of contention, sure, and that supports my argument that proof of work is less safe than proof of stake. Now, what history of proof of stake screw-ups do we have? Maybe Justin Sun screwing with, I can't even remember the name of that like free speech thing. I don't know, like that like fake Reddit. Can't remember what it's called. So I don't have a record of proof of stake networks getting screwed up, and they've been around for years and years and years. So proof of stake is just by default safer than proof of work. And by the way, to cancel your one guy runs away and takes over forever, validators can choose what percentage of the rewards they give to people who delegated them stake. And so the most efficient places to put your stake are in the validators that have the least overhead, because they can afford to pay back the most percentage of the fees.
Okay,
and so
that's interesting. So you're going to have basically the
a mechanism that makes you want to give it not to the top guy.
They're going to be able. The validators will be able to decide how much they want to give back
Right.
to.
Yeah, and then you chose the validator with lower cost basis because he has a higher margin to be able to reward you, and that means that he doesn't have to like borrow as much or have as much overhead to get all the stake, and so you're always kind of rewarding the guy that's not the biggest guy, and then that helps decentralize the network.